Hi, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and I'm going to do a video today on wrapping sea glass. You can use this for any type of stone or pebble that you may find, or anything that doesn't have a hole in it. It's a good way to kind of stabilize and hold things in. So there's the different ways that you can do this. I'm just going to demonstrate one. I am using 20 gauge square wire, and I have about 10 inches of 20 gauge square wire. And that's what I used. I used about 12 inches on this little bigger piece of sea glass. And this sea glass was actually found near our Ocean City, New Jersey store. And with the 20 gauge wire, it's going to be a nice stiff wire. You can either use round, you can use half round, or you can use square wire to wrap them. It's really up to you. I like the square or half round wire because it is flat on one side, which is going to allow you to put it right on your stone. In addition to my wire, I need 3 sets of pliers. I have a wire cutters, I have a round nose pliers, and I also have a flat nose pliers. You can use a flat nose, needle nose, or a wide jaw. It's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable using. So to start out doing the wire, I'm going to show you here on the back. This is a very simple loop. It's basically tucking wire in the back and kind of holding on to the natural shape of this sea glass. Just has 2 little lines showing on the front, and then we decorated it up a little bit with a coil. So to start out, basically, I'm going to be forming this wire along the bottom and kind of get it to stay in place. So I'm using this lighter piece of sea glass here, and I have my 20 square. I'm going to start at the back of the sea glass, determine which side you want to be the back, and I have the wire halfway across the back of my sea glass. I'm going to wrap it around to the front of the sea glass and bring it to the back. So it's going straight across the piece. When you look at it here, it's going straight across the piece, and along the back it has a point where the wire crosses over itself. I'm going to grab my pliers, and I'm going to turn that wire so that it's folded over. Kind of pinch it down a little bit with my round nose. And what this is going to do is keep the wire in place. So this is kind of holding it all together. And that's creating a little base to hold it into. So the wire is now tucked in there, and that gives me an area to grip. It'll still come off the bead and come off the glass, but it does give you an area to kind of hold on to, so that way when we get to the front of our pendant and we do that second wrap on the front, we can bring it up a little bit. Different sea glass and different stones are going to have different angles, so this might change a little bit depending on what you're going to do. The other thing, if you are using sea glass or a more brittle, softer stone, be aware to be careful with your pliers that you don't scratch it up, because it will scratch up. Once I have that first tuck done, I'm going to bring my wire around to the front of the stone again and around to the back. So I went from the front to the back, and this is my second trip to the back. What I'm going to do now is concentrate on making my bail. To make my bail, I'm going to go up the back of the piece, make my bail, and I'm going to tuck it in basically to that wire right there. So I'm going to tuck it under here. So I'm going to do one more wrap just to get a nice look on this piece. I'm coming up the back of the piece then, and I'm just going to create a 90-degree angle at the top of the piece where I want my bail to be. You can either do this with your fingers, you can do it with the pliers, it's kind of up to you. But that's where my bail is going to be, and this again is the back of the piece. So my wire's to the back. I'm going to take the wire that is left, tuck it underneath that last loop that I did. So on the first one here, I only did 1 loop. This one here, I did two wraps around the top. So I'm just tucking it into the first, and I'm pulling down. I'm going to put my round nose pliers right here at the top, and I'm going to pull the extra wire through. And what that rounded nose pliers there is going to create my bail a little bit. So I just push the wire through to where it wants to go. It's being difficult, as sometimes wire is. And I'm manipulating it just with my hands. So I have a little bail basically created. I'm going to make that bail smaller by pinching it in a second. But I'm going to kind of round out that wire. And now the wire is able to hold on to somewhere. So it's gripping on the front and it's coming from the back. I'm going to bend the wire up towards the bail. So you're actually going to have 2 pieces right there at the front. These 2 pieces then I hide with my little spiral. I'm going to grab with my flat nose pliers right to that section there, And I'm just going to give a nice little pinch to get that wire closer together. So I gave a little pinch that's getting the wire closer together. I'm going to go back in with my round nose pliers and just kind of round out that bail. I can do that after the fact too. Give another little pinch again. I'm going to take the wire that's coming out the front here, and I'm going to wrap that wire around the top of the bail. So I wrapped it around my bail. What I'm going to do now is kind of decorate the front a little bit with my round nose pliers to make that swirl. So I take my round nose pliers and I'm going to take it at the end of the wire where I can see the wire, but I can't feel it coming out the top. I'm going to bend around and make a little tiny loop, moving my pliers. Once I have my little loop, I take it off the round nose pliers, go to the flat nose, and I'm going to create my coil. If you need a little help coiling, we also have a class that is specifically on this that we have a YouTube video for, and that is the Egyptian coil. So you can check out that video if you need a little bit more help. I'm just going to continue making my coil, and then I'm going to bend my coil right over top of that other little wire to kind of hide it and disguise it a little bit. And that is what I view as the simplest way to wrap sea glass or a stone. One thing to keep in mind, and you can see a little bit here, is that when the glass is really see-through, you will see any lines that you do on the back, so you may want to mimic the back to the front. After the fact, I can go in, if I want to, and do some bends in it. So if I want to do a bend here, I'm gripping with my flat nose pliers, and I can just do a little 90-degree bend. So I can do some bends, I can do some twists. Just make sure again that you're not scratching up your sea glass. You can hang charms down from it. The design is kind of up to you, but that's the most simplistic way that I find. If you need some help on other wire working techniques, swirling around the top, making bells, any of that, check out our other YouTube videos. If you get a chance, check us out on Facebook. We do lots of product updates there and lots of great news about our different stores. Check us out at one of our locations. You can go to PotomacBeads.com to check out where all of our different stores are, and we'd be happy to see you in one of the stores. So happy beading, have fun, and thanks for watching.